It's been difficult. It's very difficult. Every day watching these videos, seeing people getting attacked, seeing people getting beat up, seeing people getting spit on and yelled at to go back to China. It's just really hard. When COVID started to happen and all the sort of political rhetoric from Trump, China virus, Kung flu, all those kind of things, it was just shocking to see that our country has, kind of devolved to this state. My father is 91 years old, and so when I saw that video, I just couldn't help but think of him and think of my family and think of, trying to protect them. So I think that was the last straw for me to try and stand up and trying to protect my local community. The things I saw were like 16 candles, long duck dong, really bad stereotypes of what an Asian male could be. And they're all oftentimes emasculated. And then my sisters, Asian American sisters, were often hypersexualized, and put in, those kind of exotic roles. And so that kind of misrepresentation has also hurt us in terms of our representation now. And the lack of representation in things like entertainment and politics and stuff like that has led to our further being invisible or being seen as others, as opposed to being part of the American fabric. And I think that's part of the frustration of being an Asian American, is they're always constantly looked at as a foreigner. And I think Hollywood is making strides now, and we're seeing Asian American film production companies starting up and seeing movies like Minari making strides, getting critical acclaim, and talking about the Asian American diaspora. Talking about our own stories. I think that's the only way we can move forward, is to allow us to tell our own stories, and show that we are part of this American fabric. It's just really hard, especially, someone like me who's grown up in this country, who then went away to build a film career because, being an Asian American male, it was a very difficult path to try and do in the United States. So I went and did that in Asia. And while I was there for 20 years, I did not have to deal with racism at all. I was with Chinese people, and people looked at me as a person with a skill set that was that was not based on skin color. It was based on my skills and abilities, and that's why I was hired for a job and not to fill in a token, Asian role or something like that. And so then coming back here in 2016 was kind of a culture shock for me, coming back and realizing that part of my brain had been, relaxed a little bit, and I had to need to pump that up. Come on, we need to work together as people. All people in this country need to work together with some humility, some humanity, and some love for one another. And if we have that, then that's a good starting point. We also need to join with other people of color, because if we're talking about this as being a systemic problem, of white supremacy, of systemic racism, we of people of color are not needing to fight each other, but we need to join together and work together to help fight this broken system.